So as you all know, James Gunn is making Superman his way, and it's already creating backlash. James Gunn brought in the same influencers and members of the mainstream media who pushed the Flash to sell this new Superman movie before the public sees it. Okay, now James Gunn is using Superman as a launch pad for his entire DC reboot, but fans are questioning whether this version of Superman matches what the character always stood for. Okay, so the decisions that James Gunn made are shaping a Superman that feels unfamiliar to a lot of the longtime viewers or fans and stuff. Okay, so James Gunn is presenting Superman with a tone that many people would describe as divisive. Some viewers are, like, the viewers are split. Some say it works, others say it's too far from what they expect, and this isn't new for James Gunn. You see, his films often produce mixed reactions. Okay, the concern with Superman is that the character itself is supposed to anchor a shared universe. A film with this kind of split reaction weakens that goal. Now, James Gunn has taken a central character and introduced uncertainty around him. All right, now James Gunn uses humor in Superman that resembles his earlier work. A line like "What the hey" feels out of place. It doesn't sound like something that Superman would say. I mean, this kind of writing sets a tone. The film also introduces basically as a major character. Krypto is not a small addition. You see, the dog takes a part in action and drives parts of the story. James Gunn chose to highlight this character in a way that shapes how viewers see Superman's world. Okay, and with that said, Krypto does appear in multiple scenes, as you all know. His role includes battles, rescue efforts, and emotional moments. Now, this isn't, background material at all. You see, Krypto is at the center of several important plot points, and James Gunn made this choice knowing it would stand out. Okay, now Superman shares space with a dog in ways that make the tone harder to actually understand, and viewers are expecting a focused Superman story, may be surprised by how much attention is placed elsewhere. Okay, now James Gunn fills the movie basically with characters that appear without explanation. Some viewers will recognize them, others won't. Okay, so the film assumes knowledge. Superman is often a gateway to a broader universe, and that purpose becomes harder to fulfill when new characters arrive without setup. Now, James Gunn took a chance at that familiarity would carry the film, and that creates risk for audience connection itself. Now, as you all know, a clip featuring Superman robots adds more complexity, okay? And these robots speak in ways that don't connect with emotional storytelling. And the scenes include mechanical delivery and scattered pacing, okay? And these particular moments are part of the foundation that James Gunn built for Superman. Now, the way they come across to viewers influences how the film feels overall. Superman is surrounded by unfamiliar tones and characters that actually shift the focus. Okay, so the marketing itself, the marketing campaign is extensive. With James Gunn's Superman appears across many platforms. Okay, with skits, influencer videos, and staged interviews are everywhere. Okay, one video copied the format of a classic family sitcom, and this content is flooding social media. I've seen it on YouTube Shorts myself. James Gunn created a marketing wave that brings attention, but it does not shape clear expectations for Superman's character itself. Okay. Now, Lois Lane appears in one of the marketing clips, well, a few of them actually, in a way that drew reactions. A brief frame was noticed by many viewers where it was shared and discussed, okay? And this was part of approved promotional material. The creative team, led by James Gunn, made decisions about what to include. Okay, Superman's promotional content includes moments that distract from the story and draws focus elsewhere. Okay, so David Corenswet, who plays Superman, gives interviews where he speaks about with care about Superman. Okay, he describes the role with respect. He explains how much the character means to him. Okay, he even says that playing Superman could be, enough for him as an actor. Okay, now these comments do show a clear attitude that they suggest a serious approach, and James Gunn is directing a film that includes these performances, but the surrounding material affects how they come across. Okay, so I'm also going to say this again, as I've said this in previous videos. No fan is criticizing or insulting David Corenswet. Okay, all the backlash and the criticism all goes to James Gunn. All right, so David Corenswet references past portrayals of Superman, where he talks about legacy. He also understands the impact that comes with the costume and the cape and the role. He explains how people might only see him as Superman going forward. Okay, now these are signs of someone taking the role seriously. The final film reflects the direction of James Gunn, and the actor's goals and the film style exist together, but they are not always aligned. All right, so comic books are now showing up in convenience stores. People are noticing Superman titles in places like 7-Eleven. They're posting pictures and commenting on it, and this might be part of the effort to go ahead and build visibility for the film. James Gunn is connected to the film's rollout, so these appearances help support that particular push. Superman becomes more present in casual retail locations as the release approaches. All right. So reports also say that the Superman marketing campaign cost over $200 million. The size of this effort shows how much is riding on the film. James Gunn's name is attached to every piece of the project. He wrote and directed it. He also leads the wider plans for DC's future. Now, if Superman does not succeed, those plans actually face setbacks. Okay. Now, the scale of the campaign shows the pressure behind it. All right. And James Gunn has full creative control over Superman. Okay. No one else is responsible for the story or the tone. He chose the script. He directed every scene. The result represents his interpretation of Superman. And there is no debate about where the direction came from. Now, James Gunn's influence shapes every element. If the film does not work, the responsibility is his. Okay, so yeah, influencers who support the film use familiar phrases where they describe it as bold and fresh, and these terms have appeared in other campaigns. You see, they often come before fan disappointment, and James Gunn benefits from this particular support, but the audience is watching carefully. Okay, they compare the language to past failures. Superman is not exempt from this particular pattern, and viewers are deciding whether the praise fits the material itself. Now, Superman is being used to launch a broader project. James Gunn chose to start the new universe with this film, and that means every decision actually carries weight. Characters, tone, humor, and pacing all matter more. Viewers are reacting to those choices. Superman is not just another title. It actually carries responsibility. The outcome in this film affects more than just one character. James Gunn built it to set the direction. Audiences will decide whether it's the right one. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash that like button, share the video far wide across social media if you enjoy or shared in it. Go ahead and smash that subscribe to the channel. Be sure to also join the Discord server that I have that's in the description below. Also, like I said, subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell for future uploads and notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.